woman, Frank.
Okay.
Frank, you know what?
He finds a white woman.
Frank, I got to turn your mic off. You're screaming. I turned Frank's mic off. Brian, you get the same privilege for just a second here.
All right.
Miss Ali,
No.
what's going on there?
Well, this is a very touchy subject. We have a lot of feelings. As I mentioned to you before, it's not about hate. I don't hate anybody. And you don't have to worry about my people hating you. They love white people. The majority of my people, black people, they love white people. They can't get enough of you. So it's not that that's kind of hate. Most of my people don't even know the condition they're in themselves.
Now, hold on. Now, Frank, I'm going to go to, then Brian, you'll get to respond to Frank. Frank, please, okay? Give me your opinion.
I'll play goodness.
Just bring the opinion away. I can
will,
understand it and hear it. So please, go ahead, go.
I promise.
All right.
The problem is this, that, and I concur with Miss Ali about this slavery thing. You know, Whitey, us, we've been had a little bit of slavery too. Back in 1964 or 5, the President Johnson signed an executive order. It was called affirmative action.
Are you
and
kidding
you want
me?
to talk about slavery?
All right.
Whitey, like me, had to endure affirmative action. We gave that to y'all.
All right, Frank.
Education,
Okay, Frank.
government.
Your point is made. Point is made. Brian, respond.
You know,
Brian, go ahead.
It's like every word that comes out of his mouth is like a turd falling in my drink. I don't understand why he's allowed to go on like he does. If I can finish, what I was saying was that it's beyond common respect. It's to keep your hands where they can be seen. You have to move very slowly because they're so, if you're getting your wallet, you've got to tell them, I'm getting my wallet, and move slowly. These kinds of things, because there are too many cemeteries that are filled with the bodies of young black men who were killed because a police officer was afraid. People were shot 50 times while reaching for their wallet because they were afraid.
Casey.
And that's why it's beyond
Okay,
this
hold
common
on.
respect.
Casey, make sense of all this for me. I'm really against the clock. Just give me a couple seconds. Please, help.
I'm going to tell you that one of the most important experiences that I had growing up was going to a magnet school where I, as a white person, was in the minority. And you can learn racism and you can unlearn racism. The answer is to lead by example and raise your children not to be racist.
Next.
It really does come down to that.
The key
Y'all
defense.
have had 440 years to stop practicing racism, and you haven't stopped yet.
I'm going to go to Larry. Larry, it's your first time on our program. You've heard Miss Ali give some extreme statements. It's what she says is colored by, as she just said there in that statement, the trauma and the 400 years of a black Holocaust, and it causes her to see things in an extreme way, and she ain't alone. She is not alone in what she believes. I like your response.
No, she's not alone, but in my humble opinion, Dr. Drew, racism is no longer a major problem in America. I know a lot of people feel otherwise. Getting back to this case, there were 3 major witnesses. The first one was the ear witness, an eyewitness, Neighborhood Good. He put George Zimmerman on the bottom. He put George Zimmerman as yelling. The next major witness was Serrano, the lead detective. He said he believed Zimmerman, and when he was skeptical at first, he told Zimmerman there might be a tape, at which time Zimmerman said, thank God, and then he believed him. And then you have that lousy witness, Rachel Gentile, probably one of the worst witnesses I've ever seen. Those are the 3 major witnesses, none of whom came close to doing what the prosecution wanted. And as far as character assassination is concerned, you get in line, wait and see what happens if and when the Martin family files a civil lawsuit. All this stuff about the Drake is going to come in, the stuff about Lean, the stuff about him having been suspended from school 3 times, indeed was on suspension at the time he was killed.
Okay, you're right, Larry.
All this stuff's going to come in.
That's justification for him to be killed. You're right. The fact that he got suspended from school, you're right. That's justification for him to be killed.
And of course, that's exactly what I said, that there was justification
Hang on,
for that.
you guys, I want to move back from the case a little bit. I'm going to go back to Miss Ali. Miss Ali, I think your polemic scares people.
Well, I can tell. I can tell how a black man talks whether or not he got a white girlfriend.
Oh, come on. Hey, Miss Ali, hang on. We got to keep this conversation, in the civil zone. Will you promise me that? Not name calling.
Yes, sir.
Crystal's still here in spite of you calling her names. Everyone's still standing up and wants to hear your point of view because you represent a point of view. But I'm just wondering, will relations improve or deteriorate as a result of all this discussion? Are we going to move this forward? Miss Ali, and I'll go around the horn. Miss Ali first.
Well, I think that it certainly is going to move a lot of black people forward because now they know that they can maybe speak out and express themselves. And that's very important, that people can express themselves, because most of my people have been so scared that, you know, we don't talk about things. But I think one thing that's not going to help us is right now in Ohio, I'm over here in Ohio, there's a bill in our legislature that's going to allow people, we already can carry concealed guns in bars over here, but now we're going to be able to carry a gun in church, in daycare centers, a concealed weapon in government building and colleges. Now, you know, all we need is somebody to come into the IRS building with a gun.
I'm going to interrupt you. I will bring you back for a gun debate. I'll bring you all back for that. That's a whole other topic we can get into, and that's all we've been reporting on all year is the tragedies about guns.
Well, all of that.
Hang on, Miss Ali, I got to go around the horn. Got to go around the horn. Brian, you quick, make quick, everybody. I'm up against the clock.
Okay, just quickly, I am optimistic, and I hope that something positive will come from all this, and that maybe some people will be enlightened as to how the other America thinks. I mean that on both sides of the divide.
sure agree with you. Crystal.
Yeah, I agree with Brian. I think that what this has put the spotlight on, Dr. Drew, and I thank you, that all black people don't think alike. Some people share Shahrazad's view, Brian's view, Larry's view, and my view. And frankly, blacks are no different than white Americans. So we've started a dialogue, and maybe we can end the name-calling and the groupthink and realize blacks are equal in every aspect.
Jenny, then Larry. Jenny first.
Well, all people are equal, but if you're questioning, is there still a racism issue, then there's still a racism issue, frankly.
It's worthy of ongoing discussion. Larry, take me home.
7,000 homicides last year of black people, almost half the total. 96% of those were killed by other black people. Since Trayvon Martin was killed, 500 people have been killed in Chicago alone, 75% of those homicides unsolved. Where are the cameras?
Box with me. Miss Ali, some claim he was a hero, others thought it was a publicity stunt. What say you?
Well, it could be a publicity stunt. We've had a lot of big ones in this country, you know, equal opportunity, integration, social equality. We've had a lot of publicity stunts.
Frank Taffy, what are you hearing from George?
This was quintessential George Zimmerman, pure altruistic in his desire to help another human being in a moment of tragedy and or an accident. And to say that this was concocted, Miss Ali, you know, I'm wondering where the crop circles are coming from
Frank,
and the UFOs.
Frank, let me ask you this. Didn't he at least have to question whether he should be injecting himself to any situations anymore, given what he's been through? Did that go through his mind?
No, he saw human beings, humans. He didn't look to see if they were black, white, Asian. He stopped, applied his help, and he was just trying to be a human helping another human being.
All right, Crystal, do you have any thoughts on this? Hang on, Miss Ali.
Well, I kind of agree with you, Dr. Drew. And Frank, you know, I'm a little troubled why. I mean, I'm glad George stepped in and saved these folks, but you would think he would want to be out of the limelight because of all the craziness going on with the verdict. He fears for his life. But can I just say one thing?
You would think.
I have a man crush. I have a man crush on Mark Mara, because every time that he's questioned about his client, like he said today, he's like, you know what? So you guys want to believe now the earth is flat? I mean, exactly. I mean, you know, the jury spoke. George Zimmerman was found not guilty, and it's just on and on and on. And no wonder that family didn't want to hold a press conference. I mean, they would fear for their life.
Go ahead, Jenny.
I mean, their lives.
It's
short and simple.
Ridiculous. Why even have a press conference to begin with?
Why just let this thing drop? Miss Ali, you wanted to say something.
Well, I wanted to say that, you know, white people did think the earth was flat until some white explorers came to Egypt and got the information from some black men that it was round.